The controversial June 2024 update of Malaysia's MM2H. All you need to know in under 7 minutes. Okay, so following heavy criticism of the much stricter requirements of the MM2H back in 2021, MOTAC, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, decided to come up with a new and revamped version. So in June of 2024, they came up with their latest version. So this revamped version introduces a multi-tiered system whereby you have silver, gold and platinum, and participants will be categorized based on their eligibility. So here is the chart of the multi-tiered system. The first is the pass validity. So for silver, you get 5 years, for gold, you get 15 years, and for platinum, you get 20 years. Now the passes are renewable every 5 years after the expiry of the original duration. Previously, there was a 1.5 million ringgit liquid assets that has to be in Malaysia, and it's the same for everyone. And there was a minimum of 40,000 ringgit per month income that you need to have in order for you to be eligible to apply for MM2H. However, now they have removed it. However, you still have to put a certain amount of money in your fixed deposit. The minimum fixed deposit for silver is USD 150,000, for gold is 500,000 USD, and for platinum is 1 million USD. So there's a maximum withdrawal of up to 50% of your fixed deposit amount after the first year, so on the second year onwards. And you can do this for only 4 reasons. Number 1 is to buy a property. Number 2 is for healthcare. Number 3 is for education. And the fourth one is for tourism within Malaysia, domestic tourism only. The next one is the participation fee. So it's actually quite minimal for the first 2 tiers. For the silver is 1,000 ringgit, for the gold is 3,000 ringgit, and for the platinum is 200,000 ringgit. I'm not sure why they went this extreme, but it could be because you get a bit of leeway in terms of starting a business and working. We'll get to that shortly. Previously, it was not mandatory for you to buy a property. However, now, under this new scheme, you are required to buy a property. For each tier, there is a minimum purchase price. Silver is 600,000 ringgit, gold is 1 million ringgit, platinum is 2 million ringgit. Now, there's a few caveats that come with this. Number 1 is you're not allowed to sell the house in the first 10 years. Number 2 is if you want to buy your next house, you would need to sell the first house. So what this means is you can only own one house at a time, and the next property should be more than the first property. So if your first property you bought is 1 million, the next property should be 1.1 million or above. This is another thing. You need to know that in Malaysia, different states have different minimum purchase price for foreigners. So you can have a look at this table here. You can pause the video. So if you're coming in under silver tier, and based on these regulations, you see that you need to buy a house that's minimum of 600,000. And you are coming in to stay, let's just say, in KL. In KL, the minimum purchase price for foreigners is 1 million. Another thing to note is that the property that you purchase must be a brand new property, which is directly from the developer. You can't purchase it from the secondary market, which is a sub-sale market. In terms of business and work permit, for silver and gold, you have to apply in order for you to get the work visa or the work permit. You're not even allowed to invest in certain businesses in Malaysia. Now, if you're under the platinum visa, that's where you are allowed to work, open up your business and invest in Malaysian businesses. Under silver and gold, you are not allowed to bring your helper or your maid. Under the platinum, you are allowed to bring your maid or your helper. So in case of death of the principal account holder, the MM2H pass would automatically be transferred over to your spouse. Next is the permanent resident status. You are not eligible to go for PR status under this MM2H. It's purely a visa for the next 5 to 20 years. They've also reduced the minimum age from 35 to 25. They are actually focusing on younger individuals to come and invest in Malaysia rather than the retirees wanting to retire in Malaysia. Under your dependents, yes, you can bring your spouse, you can bring your children, and your children before this was about until age of 21. Now you can go up to a maximum of age 34 if they are not married. Once they are married, they can't be dependents anymore. Another thing would be the minimum stay, which is 90 cumulative days in Malaysia. There are education and healthcare benefits as well, and also you get some tax exemption on some funds that were brought into Malaysia. So a lot of people have been really interested in this new revamped version, and they are quite happy about it. But there are 3 major drawbacks. Number 1 is the requirement. It's a must to purchase a property. Now that's going to make a lot of people kind of want to think again, because now they are tied to Malaysia for the next 10 years. This is where the second point comes in. If you're under silver category, which is under 5-year visa, but you have a house and you can't sell it in the next 10 years, what if your visa doesn't get renewed for another 5 more years? What then? This doesn't make any sense. The third thing is the very high participation fee of 200,000 for the platinum tier. Setting a 200,000 ringgit fee for a 20-year visa doesn't seem enticing at all. The MOTEC Minister has assured that the new 3-tier category is aimed at attracting prospective participants from the target groups, especially high net worth individuals and digital nomads. We will not see changes in the coming years regardless of government or ministers. So that's it for the key changes to the June 2024 update of MM2H. So if you want to get notified on the latest news about Malaysia's MM2H, do hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. So I'll leave the links in the description below for all that we've talked about as a reference and a guide for you guys to do your research. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
No way.